welcome on this press conference for the two friendly games, Namibia and Congo DR. Don't think that Supersport is my favorite team in South Africa because there are two players here from Supersport. I have to be careful of what I'm saying. I felt it the few last days that what you're saying is not only what you mean. There's a lot of commotion, or there was a lot of commotion between me and Kaizer Chiefs, especially Mr. Nseki, the coach of Kaizer Chiefs. I'm fully responsible for what I said last Wednesday when I announced the 23 players about the players of Kaizer Chiefs. I said first that they don't deserve it to be with the national team. And when I said they don't deserve it, I didn't mean that they didn't have the skills, but that the performances were not enough to be a Bafana Bafana. When you see that at that moment, Kaizer Chiefs had 4 points on 12 in the competition. And you saw what the reaction was of the supporters after the defeat in Galaxy. I don't think that I said something wrong. Secondly, I'm responsible when I've said that there are many new players and that it takes some time, that everything is okay, because it's not easy to implement 5-6 new players in your team. And I'm responsible also for, as I said, that there was nothing changed comparing last season. Kaizer Chiefs struggled all the season last year. I don't know which place in the ranking they ended, but the performances were not what we can expect from a team from Kaizer Chiefs. I'm not responsible for the things that someone amongst you tried to put in my mouth and I didn't say. And I quote, and Nseki didn't change anything. I never said that. And that is very bad. And I'm really upset about that. If you want to criticize the coach of a team, do it yourself. Don't use me by letting me say things that I didn't say. I'm really, really upset. I'm here because I trust you, and I hope that you quote me about things that I'm saying, but not what you did now. And I know we did it. You can be sure that if I lose confidence in you and trust that you don't quote me correctly, that my press conferences will be very basic in the future, and that I will not answer anymore any questions about you or from you. This is very bad. Again, I've always taken my responsibilities for what I've said or what I said, but not this. And I mean what I'm saying or what I said now. This you can't do. The camp. It's a strange camp because we have 7 injuries. Mudau was injured, but okay, he played now. Last Saturday, we didn't know that. Nobody informed us about that. We have Longwane, who's injured. We have Zwane, who is injured. We have Maseko, who's injured. We have Leroux, who's injured. We have Morena, who is injured. And we have now, at last, Mokoena. So there's a lot of. And I'm not happy about that because these games are preparation for AFCON. These games are preparation for the qualifiers in November. But okay, that can happen. But it's on a bad moment. I don't blame someone by saying that. But that means that you have to change the team on 7 places if you compare that with the selection of Morocco 3 months ago. And I hoped to have, maybe with a few changes, to have the same selection that played against Morocco. But okay. At the other side, there is a good side also, and that situation. That is that we have to call other players and that they will give also playtime. Because this is the goal of those, was the goal of those 2 friendly games, is that we should give playtime on every player who is here. So that means that those who are here now, new ones who are here now, will have playtime. And to replace Mokoena, we called Mkunjana from Galaxy TS. So, I'm happy with the opponents of next week. There are 2 teams who are qualified or nearly qualified for AFCON. So that means that they are strong teams. What I always said before, I like to play against more stronger teams. It's better for us. You become better by playing against such teams. The result is not on the first place, taking into account with all the players who can be present now, and also because we will change a lot in those 2 games. But that doesn't mean that we will be happy if we should lose. So we will play for the victory, like we did in the last year. And I have to remember you that we played in the last year 7 games, we won 5, we draw 2, and we don't have 1 defeat. So that means that Bafana Bafana is on the right way, that we are progressing, but that we still have to progress to be good, certainly already in November, because it's very important that you start the qualifiers for World Cup, hopefully with 2 victories. And also those 2 games will be a good preparation for what will happen then in January in Ivory Coast. So also there we want to do good performances and try to have good results. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Taking 5 questions for Coach. Lorenz, you can go ahead.
He didn't say who replaced Leroux and Zwane.
Coach, they'd like to know who replaced Leroux as well as Zwane.
You said there's 7 injuries. You only mentioned Bunjana coming in.
Leroux is Sitore.
And
The other 5.
and Zwane, because you said 7 injuries.
Now you make me thinking. We have Sitore now, we have
Bunjana.
Punjana now, and who is the third one?
Modi replaces Zwane.
Pule Modi.
Modi.
Modi. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Is that your question, Lorenz? All right, taking next question for Coach. Going, and then we're going to move on.
Sorry. Yeah, Coach. Who's arrived? All the foreign players here, are they all coming? who has arrived? Are all the foreign-based players here? Are they
From the
all
players.
foreign-based?
Everyone is there except the foreign players. So my umbrella is for tomorrow. Percy Tau is already here. Foster is already here. So my umbrella is not here. Who is the other one?
Motiva is Motiva. Motiva.
So tomorrow there are still 2 or 3 players who are come, but they will be there tomorrow morning.
They're all coming.
Tomorrow morning, yeah. So they will assist on the boat trainings.
All right, last 2 questions in the front. Go ahead, Titi.
Thanks, Coach. Tsepo from ENCA. Is it easier to go into these matches with especially strikers who are on form, the likes of your Foster is scoring goals for Burnley, Zakel Pasa is also scoring goals for Orlando Pirates? Is it easier? Does it make you comfortable to know that your strikers are scoring regularly?
You know, if you compare that with 2 years ago, I have many good strikers for the moment. You name Lepasa, you name Foster, my Lula, but okay, it's a little bit difficult for him now because, it will be difficult for him because I looked at the squad of Toronto. Insigne is there, Kerr is a international player, and then another one, I don't remember his name, an Italian too, who is Italian international. So it will be very tough for him then. But okay, we will see what happens with him, and I hope that he can play as soon as possible, so that we also can count on him. So that's true. For the moment, we are a little bit in luxury. We have also all those strikers are also strikers who scores goals. Foster scores in Burnley. The Pasa, I don't have to tell you. My umbrella, so they're scoring, and this is very important for strikers. So for this game, it's not really a problem because I took those 2 games certainly to see some things, but I know that I will have to make choices in the future. You can't have on 23 players 4 central strikers. But I prefer such a situation than a situation where you have to look and search to find a very good striker. So I'm very happy with it.
Mto, Temba, and Velile will round us up.
Chogozesi from Far Post, Coach. Coach, have you had a chance to watch Patrick Maswanganyi from Orlando Pirates? What are your thoughts about him?
Who?
Patrick Maswanganyi, Orlando
No
Pirates.
comment.
Temba?
Coach Temba Shabala, Joseph from Sports, looking at the mixture of the teams that you have, I mean, we all know what the Namibians can do. Some of them are playing here at home, and the Congolese, of course. What are you hoping to achieve with these 2 players? Which areas of the team do you want to strengthen, looking at the different types of competitive teams that you play?
Which 2 players?
The 2 teams that you have taken, they play different styles, and which areas are you looking to?
That was also a goal when you choose your opponents. First of all, you need to find opponents who are free because there are still qualifiers for AFCON. Secondly, what I said already, I wanted to play against stronger teams, and with all respect, because that was also a little commotion when I said I don't want to play every time against Zimbabwe and Lesotho and whatever. There's nothing to say about their quality, but you need to play against stronger teams to become stronger. So when you see those 2 teams, different styles, this is also something, because you will play in AFCON against teams with different styles. So it has to be an experience for us also. And therefore, again, I'm a little bit unhappy that I have so much injuries for the moment. But okay, the games are there, and I'm looking forward to see some players, some new players, to show their skills in the Bafana Bafana. And also, yes, how we are going to react if we play against 2 teams with different styles.
Thank you. Velile?
Oh. Yes.
Coach, I'm sorry to take you back to your first comment around the Kaizer Chiefs thing, because I feel that it needs a bit of clarity so that when we leave here, there's no questions about it. I think the next question would be, are you going to have a talk with Pule after you had selected him? Because he had been in your preliminary squad anyway, to also make him comfortable and allay any fears that you had issues against Chiefs players.
First of all, I think that because after the game against Congo DR, I go back to Belgium for 2 weeks. Because after that, I have October and November, so I have to be here. So I can't see my family, so I have to go for 2 weeks. And after those 2 weeks, I will take contact with Nseki because I know him very well. I don't, not a lot, but I have a few meetings when I came here because my first idea was to have him as my assistant.
Remember?
But okay, it doesn't work. So, and then came Elman, with who I'm very happy. Don't misunderstand me. So I know him very well. And I know that he's upset because I said that players don't deserve now, actually, currently, to be a Bafana Bafana player because of their performances. But I didn't say that he didn't change something because then I attack a colleague on his skills. And I will never do that. And it's worse when somebody put those words in your mouth. And that he has to know. So I will take contact with him when I come back.
All right, thank you. We're going to move on now to Sian.